Hi. First of all, I wanted to say that it is nice to see you once again in person, and it is a very pleasure to see you here in Italy. The purpose for which I raised my hand was in part to have fun, similarly to the guy that was here before. But I have a sort of a question, because I had a dream in the past day, some days ago, and we were making some jokes with my partner about what should be the best question to answer if you are in front of infinite intelligence. And in my dream, the dream was about tell me something along the line, go and ask Abraham something which is uplifting, something which is enlightening, very important for you, for me, I mean, because Abraham, as a collective entity which know you, they know exactly what will be delightful for you and very important for you. So this is my question.
We want you to know that you are unlimited. We want you to know that you are asking scantily in comparison with what is available to you. In other words, don't be shy about asking, but this is the most important thing. You have already asked.
Okay, thank you.
Your vortex is filled with details that you've put there incrementally. And the reason that in your dream, you know that a dream is something that you download and then translate into something that's meaningful. The reason that the interpretation by you in your dream is telling you to ask the specifics of what's coming or what you should want or what would make you feel good, what happy things would be uplifting to you, is because you, like most people, have put all of these things into your vortex in an incremental fashion. And since they've been there, they've been gathering cooperative components. They have, you might say, taken on a life of their own. They have, you might say, gathered other positive aspects to them. They have, you might say, gathered momentum. And if you were to look, you might not recognize them because you've been putting them there incrementally. So sometimes we like to say, in fact, we say it all the time, that one of the wonderful things about getting into this sweet spot of alignment is that as thoughts occur to you, there are continuing surprises and delights for you. So what we are saying to you is, the reason that you want to know what's there is because you don't know that you can see it. And we want you to know that it's all right that you can't see it, because it's everything that you want, and it's become more, and it is going to occur to you. You're going to be the realizer of it. It is revealing itself to you continually, but you will be the realizer of it. And so, how does someone ready themselves to be able to see what's in the vortex? Well, you take pieces of things that you know you like, and you talk about them steadily with the interest of gathering momentum. So you take a subject of importance, and you don't try to make it more than it is, and you don't try to make yourself believe it more than you do. You just take something that you already believe, that already makes you feel good, and you focus upon that until momentum begins. And you can feel yourself then, literally, we're not kidding you about this even a little bit, following this stream of impulses and thoughts that come to you. It's like a treasure hunt. But the thing that is most interesting about it is that you have put all of the treasures there. You just don't recognize them in their current form. And the reason that you don't recognize them in their current form is because they have amassed with the other things that you've asked for. And law of attraction has gathered the other cooperative components to them. And in the process of all of that, they have become so much more. So the question is, as your desires have been in the process of being tended by your inner being and have become so much more, what are you then doing along the way? Are you talking against yourself? Are you wondering why things aren't happening? Everyone does to some extent. Yeah. But so this is what you want to find, just anything that is easy for you to feel free-flowing and joyful about. And just for a little while, give that your undivided attention. And then what happens, you get into that receiving mode where impulses begin to occur to you, and then wonderful things unfold until you'll be high-fiving whoever it is you're playing with along the way.
Okay. Just a clarification. Can I start to do that incrementally? Because the example you were making during the introductory remarks concerning the fact of having a huge dream, a huge desire, and killing it almost immediately, I recognize it as something which I do quite often.
Yes.
So when you mentioned that, my idea, my feeling was, what if I could maintain, I could work, not really work, but I try to maintain the pure feeling of something which I desire as long as I can, and then if I feel that something is coming in which contradicted, think about something else.
Well, that certainly is the best process, because if something that contradicts it comes to mind, now if you continue to think about it, as in working or efforting, trying to make it happen, then you introduce a momentum going in the other direction. We've been offering a new analogy recently where life causes you to know what you want, and so you launch this rocket of desire. And so just for a visual analogy, imagine that as you did that, you put a big, strong engine on your train. So you are this train, and you have put an engine of desire. And if you do nothing else about it, hear this, if you never think about it again, that engine will move in the direction of your desire and bring you the manifestation that you seek. Didn't know it was that easy, did you? And the reason that you didn't know it was that easy is because you got the engine going, and then you worried about it, and you put an equally powerful engine on the other end of the train going in the opposite direction. Now imagine what that means. I want it, but I don't believe it. So now you've got two thoughts moving in opposition to each other, and you're not going anywhere. So now what you usually do, we love you so much, you live more contrast, which causes you to put another engine, another desire engine. So now you start moving that way, and then you get really logical, and you get focused upon what is, and now you're focused in opposition. So now you have powerful engines pulling against each other, and you're not going anywhere. So now it seems logical that if you would just not think about these engines that are going in opposition to what you want, that then your desire would carry you. And so the key is, and you hit upon it, you're already sensing what it is. If it feels good, think about it, moving right along. If it doesn't feel good, don't work hard about it, because that adds the engines going in the opposite direction.
Okay. So
It feels counterintuitive to many of you because you've been trained by your society and your civilization and your parents to work hard, that it takes effort. But the thing about that is that when the impulse to try harder, when the impulse to apply effort, when the impulse to dig in comes to you, it's because you've got resistance going on and the effort doesn't help. Well, it helps a little in that struggle, you'll throw another engine over here. So what happened? Can you imagine how many engines you've got going that way and how many engines you got going that way? And wouldn't you just like to let these go? But you can't just let them go. And why is that? Because law of attraction will not let you cut them loose. Law of attraction just keeps hooking them up based upon how you're feeling, based upon what you're thinking, you see. And so the answer to your important question is, if it feels good, keep thinking about it. And when you start getting tense about it, don't think about it.
So the idea would be to think about something which I feel good about it, as long as I really feel good about it.
Do you know what an even better answer is?
Mm-hmm.
Trust that you've already put it in the vortex.
Okay.
And trust that it is in the process of becoming. And then think only about things that feel good to you. Okay. Our friend demonstrated that just now.
Yeah.
Just think only about what feels good to you. Because when you think about the things you want that aren't happening yet, you're thinking about the things that aren't happening yet, and that's what you're adding emphasis to. Mm-hmm. So think about if it feels good, and don't think about it. Here's the way we like to explain this. You have 5 things that matter to you, 5 important things. 4 of them not going so well yet in terms of manifestation, going really well in terms of the vortex, in there growing, expanding, inner being reveling. But as far as you're concerned, 4 things not going that well, 1 thing going well. If you could focus only upon the 1 thing going well, then you would establish and maintain a vibrational frequency that would be receptive mode, and the other 4 things could then begin turning thoughts to things.
Okay.
It's like if you want to toast your bread, it helps if you plug the toaster in.
Sure.
And if you don't plug the toaster in, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is.
Okay.
Or how often you shine it, or how many of them you have. Mm-hmm. So whatever it takes to plug the toaster in is what we're talking about. And